everyone. Good afternoon. I'm thrilled to be able to kick off the main stage on the final day of the summit. I want to thank first all of our speakers. Their contribution has been amazing, and our sponsors for their faith in the modernization process. Our incredibly dedicated staff for making the conference such a success. And I want to thank each of you for your engagement, interest, and participation. I'm so pleased. This week, we were lucky to hear Sir Tim BernersLee. He spoke to us on Tuesday about his life's work to make the web universally accessible to everyone at no cost. Now that is a noble purpose. We also have a noble purpose. That is to make the economy stronger, more productive, and more versatile. Some of you may remember that the Foundation for Payments Modernization in Canada was a report produced in 2011 by the Task Force for the Payment System. The report planted the seed that the Canadian economy would only truly benefit from payments modernization if the pie was made bigger. It wasn't about reshaping the pie or slicing it differently. It was about unlocking potential in the economy by making room for new players and new technologies. Uber, while admittedly a grossly overused example these days, is a perfect illustration of this. Allowing more players into the ride-hailing market created more ride-sharing. It made the pie bigger. As a result, the business model for ride-sharing became more efficient, and a new contributor to the economy was born. The biggest challenge to delivering on this in almost any space, and particularly ours, is finding that perfect balance between risk, the threat of crime, and the appropriate level of regulation to prevent it. These are complicating factors to innovation, which we must solve. This year at the conference, I saw much hope in new tools like AI and machine learning. The developments in this space are tipping the scales in favor of detection and prevention. Interestingly, the same technology that sometimes feels like a threat to us is actually what will protect us. Standing behind any tool or piece of technology is a group of people. People are the key agent in economic progress. The people who do the work, the people for whom the work is done, and the people who benefit the most. Doing things that makes life better for people makes the economy better. Many of the people doing the work on payments modernization are in this room. Modernization is a big journey, a huge undertaking, a tall order, and we're all working hard, navigating day to day to get there. We are focused on delivering innovative solutions while ensuring the safety and soundness of the system. You are facing the challenge of finding the space to collaborate with your competitors. You are taking smart risks, trying new things, stepping outside your comfort zone. The commitment of human resources and money by financial institutions alone towards payments modernization will be in the billions of dollars. We heard Victor Dodig speak Tuesday about how banking is a team sport. Payments modernization is a great example of this. We are doing it for people and companies that want the same conveniences as their peers around the globe. On Tuesday, Jim Morris told us to challenge our thinking. The next generation may be online and tactical, but they want more than transactions, they want experiences. And Paul Parisi added that younger consumers simply assume that they get the same experience from their financial institution that they get anywhere else. A recent Payments Canada study validated this. Millennials are more likely to choose an online retailer based on how easy it is to check out. 50% are more likely to make a spontaneous purchase because their payment data is stored in an app or online. And half prefer to use ride-hailing apps rather than a taxi just because the payment process is simpler. The other people we must keep in mind are small business owners who demand the same opportunities as their counterparts in other jurisdictions. Sherry Sharon from RFI reminded us that small businesses want to be global. They want to be selling around the world. And our recent studies show that 80% of small businesses want more payment options. They are willing to integrate new technologies into their operations to deliver on consumer demand, and almost 90% are demanding improvements in the payment industry. Yet, despite being the backbone of our economy, small businesses tell us that the financial system doesn't currently serve them well. Then there are CFOs, treasurers, and accounting professionals who know there must be a better way of doing things. ADP told us this week about the seamless interactions between their global businesses thanks to ISO 20022 adoption. In Canada, businesses are burdened by inefficiencies that have them relying on manual processes and legacy technology, which cost them upwards of $6.5 billion every year. And of course, there are entrepreneurs, those people who have put their heart, soul, and life savings into a product or service, but feel shut out from the competition. On this stage yesterday, Jeff Bowers asked us if the Canadian government would create the right environment to truly enable digital payments. But it doesn't end there. Moving to modern payments is a global initiative, one that has the potential to benefit people who are less fortunate than we are. Luce Veilleux told us about economies where buying lower-cost items on installment plans was common and key to creating accessibility for lower-income families. That sure resonated with me. I can remember being a penniless graduate student who moved to 40 below Edmonton, and the only way I was able to afford a winter coat was because the store had an installment plan. These are small differences that make a difference in the lives of people. On a grander scale is the transformation taking place in Africa. Chris Hamilton told us about the efforts to bring financial inclusion to the region by adapting to countries with widespread mobile use but little access to hard currency. I remind you of these stories because I know change is not simple. It's not just Payments Canada that's changing. It's the financial institutions, payment service providers, and businesses all modernizing to do what's right for the people of Canada and for our economy. Our dedication to delivering for the economy should unite us. You can only solve ecosystem challenges by standing together. Small differences can't be allowed to get in the way when people are focused on something bigger than themselves. You are each making investments, you are each making compromises, you are competing and you're collaborating. You are learning and developing, and together we are all growing. The country will be better for it. $25 billion a year better for it by current estimates. And who wouldn't want to be a part of that? So don't forget, the work you are doing matters, and the people you are doing it for and with matter even more. Thank you.